Well, they live and they don't really know it, and I don't know why they live and they don't know what they're doing. So this was Beyond the Surface at one time.
The surface.
And what that mean? We go deeper.
Beyond the surface after dark.
I didn't know.
Oh, what does that mean?
I needed it.
How y'all doing?
I,
This is the regular show.
I
Like,
feel
bitches.
say
Oh,
something.
excuse me. How y'all? Yeah, nothing to talk about. I got something to talk about.
I got so much shit to say. It depends. You're the host.
No, I'm not.
The general host.
You are.
I'm Montorious.
What are you talking about? What do you want to talk about?
I'm Montorious, non-coach.
Beyond the Surface. Do you understand affordable housing?
Do I understand affordable housing? Yes, I do.
Is it beneficial?
I
Do you think we're going to have it long?
What's affordable housing? You mean like Section 8, low income?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand it.
You said, do we think what?
We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about something else.
All I know
Hi, y'all. What we going to talk about?
Life, what's going on right now?
So we usually have intro music. We usually have fun. We usually have all kinds of stuff. But today, we're off to a start of just being real regular. This is Beyond the Surface. We just being regular today. Nothing extra. Nothing special. We just want to talk about some life shit. Stuff.
Real reality.
How life be life.
Relationships, marriage.
What that mean?
Narcissists.
Narcissist. Have you dated a narcissist? I have.
I think we all have.
What does that mean? What is a narcissist?
Motherfucker that don't take accountability for nothing.
I think it's somebody what it means to me is somebody that passes the blame to you for stuff that they do, and they never accountable for anything that they do, but it's always you.
They'll break your heart and cry and won't give you a chance to shut up.
They'll break your heart and break your heart. You've experienced that before?
Betrayal. No, she hasn't.
I can't. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Everybody had dealt with a narcissist.
Maybe not. I just got it, and I'm so 49, 50 before a narcissist came into my life.
Oh,
and the bad part is about they make you fall in love with them so bad, real bad, real bad. And then they don't.
And he works at IHOP. His name is Rudy.
Oh no, we're not saying names.
I did.
Well, narcissist with a good dick is such a bomb.
I'm with you.
Dangerous.
Sign me up. Oh, and then I unsign up.
I want to. I signs up and unsigns up and unsigns up.
And then sign back up. So, oh, that's After Dark. That's Beyond the Surface After Dark. That's good. What about the good and it don't work?
Right.
Oh, so wait a minute.
Let's talk about
my
it.
last relationship, he had a pump.
Okay, that's nice.
Like, he had a pump. He told me that...
Did he pump it up?
That he had this condition, because he had a hook, and it hurts.
Oh, yeah, it's called...
Something with a P.
You know, anaphylaxis.
We're
going to look it up.
Real. I just thought he was lying.
No, it's real. No, because it won't get hard.
Okay, so my friend...
So let's talk about it.
She said she found...
Do women find...
She said she found one.
A pump? Not that kind of pump. That's to make that dick bigger.
Well, that's the one.
That's not the one. He's talking about the pump that...
That's what he was using.
The one inside.
They
had one. No.
Sit in the
Listen.
tub.
Are y'all... Oh, my
for
God.
hours.
Hold on a minute. One...
What?
Pumps. Okay, let's say this. All right, so listen. All right, so I know that erectile dysfunction is a real
That's what
strong
I asked him.
problem.
I asked him if he had ED.
And
He
it's
said he did
all
not
right.
have ED.
So no, but I mean, I think it's based on a lot of people's diet, health conditions because they don't take care of themselves.
Trying to grow his Johnson.
Oh, I thought the pump was trying to make it bigger.
Because he always talk about how porn stars use them and things of that nature, and it went from that to, oh, well, I have the hook and the blood circulation, and Sir bullshit.
Okay, so once he said that, hell, shit.
So no, he didn't go have the surgery and get a pump. He had the pump outside.
So they got a surgery?
Yes.
Yes, he was talking about he was scared to get the surgery.
No, the surgery is necessary sometimes.
Yeah, correct.
If they keep popping rhinos and Viagras, you know, it is important that you understand that there are alternatives. And the alternative would be surgery. Now, we won't discuss other issues and stuff right now because there are many issues. But you know, educating people like this and being comfortable talking about it is something real because people are not comfortable talking about real issues. Like a vagina that don't get wet at all.
So in my
you gotta use
I have some
a
friends
lot of lube.
that said that they're not getting, I'm sorry.
Vaginas.
Yeah, the V are not getting wet. And I
So what do you do? I don't have that problem.
I don't have that problem.
I'm Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I'm six.
That's what we just talking
I'm
about.
6 Flags.
We was relating on that. Yeah.
I'm Niagara Falls. You're Six Flags, and you might be Canada Dry.
I got a pamper one right now. Cause I just can't. I can't confirm nor deny.
You gotta wait a minute. Yo. Okay, so wait a minute. I think we need to go to Facebook. This is funny.
No. My friend, for real, she said she can't get wet no more, and I felt so bad to hear that.
Oh my God, y'all. So let me do this, cause this is getting ready to be a
What kind of
problem.
phone you got? Stay
A good one.
Goddamn kind.
He
That
said
is
a
juicy.
good one.
The piece of shit I got. I'm done.
Oh, I deleted it.
Don't go to Facebook. Too many people know it's me.
You think Facebook is too bad? No, I think Instagram is worse.
All of it.
But X is fuck. What would that
There's no
mean?
time to hide.
Why would I not be comfortable talking about what I want to talk about? Most people don't feel comfortable being themselves.
But you ain't go and join the Muslim
I'm
clan like I did.
All right. Well, did you join? Are you a Muslim for the right reasons?
Well,
They say you gotta do it like this.
I got something to get kicked out of daddy.
What's the right reason?
I did for that.
Did you join?
Wait a minute. What you say? Oh no, this is not the good phone. You know, and this is crazy because Androids are amazing.
Is that Android?
This one is, and the quality is amazing. You know we are live, but that's Wells Fargo. That's not Android.
What kitchen is that be?
What kitchen?
On that phone.
It looks like mine, doesn't it? But it's not.
I don't know.
What is this?
If that's your kitchen, I might as well say that again.
Oh, I'm missing it. 21. Oh, this was last night. I missed it.
Who's that?
All my friends, they had a party last night. You see, they'll call and say we doing this or we doing that, and then I didn't make it. So because I wanted to be home and I was tired a little bit. But so we can write tune right now. Because this is all to be real good. Yeah, we do.
We gonna go home without
Landscape is not supported on this phone. That's dumb. You didn't? We gonna get two of us in there.
So we ever gonna get some food?
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna go when we leave here.
So how long we gotta be on here, boss?
About 10 minutes. And then we're gonna, because we want them to come back next week.
If you don't show
This
up,
is just a preview and of what we want to do. So this I know, but this one. Oh, that's on this one. Oh, don't that look good? See, can they get this one on? Oh, they got all of the stuff, kinda. How y'all doing up there? We still here? We just figuring shit out. Okay. But because when you go live on Facebook, honey, you got a different kind of audience. Let me see this. This one might
got
look.
me right in the fucking middle. I ain't saying too much.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
It's good on this one. But where the camera? Ain't the camera off? Let me y'all. Let me watch this off. Oh, it ain't made no difference. How y'all doing? So we up there, but we down here too. What's this called? Kim?
Beyond the surface.
What is it called?
Beyond the surface.
Yeah.
After dark.
After dark. So we are absolutely live right now. We're just getting things warmed up. The set has got cut off and turned down, and we didn't turned around and just been regular having conversations. And we're only having conversations because people have real life issues, and um, we're not trying to be real fancy about it, but we're just having a conversation before we go get something to eat. Because I refuse to say I'm gonna do something and I don't do it. So I'm going to take a couple minutes just to concentrate on what we're going to talk about for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll meet y'all back here next week for real. And hopefully this stuff will be set up the right way because the studio looks
Amazing.
really done, and we're not even on the studio stuff. You got to critique a little bit. I mean, you're so nice. So, I just want to know a couple things. What are some real life issues that people are having and not able to talk about or be real with themselves about?
So I'll identify myself
Crashing out.
as Mom Tories.
And being what? Oh, so what's your name?
I'm Key. K. 2 E's.
What that mean?
It could
That
be-
sounds complicated.
No. K-E, K-E-Y, K-I.
I like that.
I could be KIE.
See?
I would
That's
be
why I
different.
specified.
What's you?
Mom Tories.
I'm Pete the Mogul. You like that? I thought you called me Popeye. No, I'm just the rich Popeye. No,
If you want to know your name, that's your name.
boss man. The low.
Deal.
Oh, what that mean? I'm on the low. What does that mean?
You a boss.
You don't hit the
I know. I'm just saying. I mean,
He's a
you know,
rap- he's a
sometimes.
rapper. He's a
Mom,
rapper.
mom,
He gets a lot of
coach.
money.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds nice.
Okay.
That does sound nice, but sometimes we a little bit misunderstand in this age range what things really mean.
Right.
Because you know,
Like the kids said now, they're using the word tricking on people.
Tricking.
and what does that mean?
They
So I
do
don't know that my children are grown now,
Well,
so
back
I
in
don't
the
get
day,
stayed up on.
We thought that tricking means selling yourself on a corner.
That's what it meant to
That's
me.
what I thought, but now younger kids, you know, they say people are tricking on them.
So what does that mean?
People say when they get tricked on people's buying them gifts.
Oh,
sending
is that a
them-
good thing?
They made it into a good thing. So
Oh.
tricking is like, you know, back in the day they said
Tricking
it's
ain't
like
never
somebody
been a
that spends
good
money
thing.
on them.
But now they saying that, you know, that's what they do, trick and treat. So they maybe they turn trick or treat into, you know, because we love trick or treat. When you go up to people's houses, it's all about trick or treating. So then they just turn it into tricking, and they getting the treat. I mean, that's the best way I can say it. But I ain't against nobody tricking on me, so hit my cash app right now.
1,500.
I'll take $10. Start off with 10. You know, I offer and be a church.
I don't even.
I start with 10. I start with 5.
You start with hello.
10. 10.
So there are a few issues that we were actually talking about. I see people are liking, no, and follow and like. Start next week when we come back. You said what? And please what?
Please.
Anybody going to the Met Gala? Okay, well, we're
I'm
not
about
gonna
to
do that.
invite it.
Oh, we can talk about something else.
I'm about to invite you.
Baltimore is doing it big.
Yes, they are.
Met Gala is this week on Saturday,
Live casino.
the 13th at the Live Casino. If you belong, you know you will. And if you come, you know you can be there. So, I mean,
And enjoy entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurs,
Fashion.
fashion, where they collide with style.
High quality. Energy. That makes you just can't hardly breathe.
You can't breathe now as it is. Like,
People have on courses that's so tight.
oh, I already know about that.
People have on girdles. Some people have
They gonna have girdles after
Shut
that. They gonna have more girdles.
I'll have to zip in my outfit up right before I walk through the door.
So what are you doing? Are you just attending?
Jesus,
I'm-
so bad.
I'm just there. I am starting to come outside. I had stopped.
Due to COVID.
No, no. I actually was focused on building just a sustainable life, you know, and being very focused on my family and what that meant to me, not being focused on things, being focused more on making relationships matter. So that's what I did. But I'm pretty much, very happy with that. I had to learn how to love me. That is very important.
Elevation
Yeah.
requires separation.
Yes.
So while you're elevated yourself and your self-love, you had to separate. And people that belong in your life, they will be able to understand that because they won't be all, oh, I ain't heard from you. Like R. Kelly said, instead of y'all throwing them stones at me, somebody pray for me.
They should have just prayed, and that's a lot of times my issue with things. We also have so many opinions and we judge everybody, but we all got something, and we all deal with something, and we're not absent to hard times. I don't care on any level, you're gonna deal with something, and I feel like when you deal with something, you will definitely have to learn how to either get through it, accept it, or overcome it.
Well, overcome to become. Because you got to overcome to become what you're trying to do.
Now, let me give you a better one because God gave this to me. Be and think bigger to become greater. You got to be still.
Oh,
You got to
yeah.
think.
Oh, yeah.
That means think and dream. You got to be and think bigger to become greater. In order to become greater, you have to stop sometime. In order to go to the next place, you can't hit God if you're moving.
Right, so you got to be still.
You got to be still.
Trust God.
And think. But think, and it's in another definition. When we think, we're sitting there and we dream. You have to use your mind. You have to have mindset to be able to see where you're going. And sometimes you got to be quiet because we speak things into our life that is contrary to where we're growing and going. So we got to change your mindset and be quiet. Yeah. So in order to do that, you have to honestly be quiet sometimes. A lot of people that have a lot to say don't get a lot of places. They don't move forward in a lot of ways. A lot of strength is in quietness and silentness. And I just come on here because I feel like we need a platform, not for somebody just to talk about anything that's random, but for us to learn how to build one another up, and with real life situations and understand it like it's beyond the surface because it's core issues and core values and core things. That's why it's called that. After dark, we talk about certain things that the kids might not need to hear, because I'm not going to censor that. I'm going to say erectile dysfunction in our generation is very prevalent, and people don't want to deal with it, and people don't want to understand that there are solutions, and there are doctors, and there are ways, and there are healthy living styles that will help you overcome some of these challenges. Diabetes is killing our families and our Black race, and it's because people don't eat properly, and we don't want to try and eat differently. And that was one of the reasons when my friends kept dying that were younger than me or my age. I felt it was very necessary for me to live not only for myself. That's when I started loving myself more, but to live for my kids and my family and my friends. Because guess what? I am here for a purpose, and the purpose that I'm here is to be a blessing to others and use my gifts to make room for me and for others. And if there is purpose in me, God put me here for a reason. There's no reason for me to get fat and die and not be healthy. Because you can be thicker and be healthy, but honestly, if you want to really be healthy, you have to live a certain way, and it's a lifestyle. It's not like it becomes in you. Like, I wanted to go to the gym tonight, but this was very important for me to help somebody else get free. And look, nothing was going right with what we were doing. Nothing at all was working out for us. Like, we talked about this randomly, but I always knew that the podcast was coming back, and we were going to stream at a high level, and I got so many different things lined up. But I'm not going to let circumstances dictate my tomorrow. That's right. So in spite of it not working out, I pulled 3 chairs together, moved away from the studio lights and all of that stuff, and just started talking about the things that I want to talk about to help somebody get through for a couple minutes. We don't even have to be on here long, but it's the fact that I still pressed so that someone could hear something I have to say that will help them change their mind, because people are really dying today, like literally killing themselves.
Tomorrow may never come.
I mean, I was in my attorney's office today going over some things, and just because you have an attorney don't mean you have a problem. Let's be clear about that. Sometimes you need clarity, and like a lot of times, sometimes they call me for understanding and how would I look at things, because I have had great experience in a lot of things. So I probably should have been an attorney, honestly, because I'm just gonna say I should have been, probably, and I'm not gonna say that boastfully, because of the way my mind works and my gifts. And when you know your gift, you honestly should utilize it, because it can expand your tomorrow. But with that being said, I was in there and my attorney started to cry. Someone got killed in one of the social media, young men on TikTok got killed on TV in a state giving his viewpoints on things. And just because you don't agree with someone, you don't kill them. Just because you don't agree with someone, you don't hurt them. You don't be vindictive to them. I mean, we're dealing with this in the White House. It's crazy to me. We don't have to agree. We were all made differently, but we all have different gifts to do different things. And it doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you every day, because I don't agree with you sometimes. But it doesn't mean I don't like you. Like today, I even said, I'm mad at you.
He sure did.
I said, I was mad at you the other day, upset with you. And it ain't even nothing really serious. But it's very important that we're clear about who we are and how we feel and what we're feeling, why. These reasons. Because people won't know something. She's like, I didn't even know.
I did.
Now, look, I'm going off. I could have had an attitude. I could have told this young lady something, and she don't even know why I'm mad at her or upset or disgruntled or acting funny or whatever the case may be. I'm a different kind of being, so I feel like transparency and clarity is understanding. So I'm not going to just go around being upset. I'm going to let you know right down, baby, you pissed me off.
But that's good, because the more self-love that I've gained, it drives out hatred. It drives people that was in my life. I don't care if we've been in it for a long time. I can't even communicate. I can't even take you in no more. I can't even hear you think that you're going to scream or howl or be some type of way. And even the other day I was doing my daughter's hair, and she said she didn't like it. And she started screaming, and then she got to crying. Then she went outside, rolled around the ground. And this is how much
y'all hear this?
Hair comes with self-esteem, and it's crazy. So what I did, even though I had somewhere to go, I opened the door. And I told her.
Oh, well, come on in.
I said, you want me to finish your hair? And she says, no, that's okay, that's okay. And I said, no, I'm going to finish your hair. And then she says, that's okay, that's okay. I said, well, if you might have a heart towards me, that's fine. I walked away. And she got about the braids, and I fixed her hair. Because life is just...
We real, so like, listen. We
can
make it happen. We can move it around. We can talk about it a little bit. We could go the wrong way and come back the right way and all that. So, so since I'm right here right now by myself, would you get out my way? Come on,
Yeah,
So, it's two of us now.
And I finished her hair because it's like, I know a lot of people live in regret. And I think that regret is what hurts us so much. So I try not to live in it. I know I had a friend that I was talking to the other day, and he is like, oh, he called me perfect being.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I'm not perfect. You know, I made mistakes before, but I try to live comfortable because pain comes in life. But when you're one of the people that brought your own pain onto yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it hurts even worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got pain that we can't explain, and we got pain that comes out of nowhere. But when you bring pain and trauma to yourself and you live in regret, it's so hard for people to just move forward. So I'm in a really great space in life right now. I'm so excited about it. I feel great. Self-love.
I feel like self-love is so important. Like,
I make love to myself. Like,
that's nasty.
song, no, for real. Even if I listen to a love song, I'll
No,
just listen to it and just think something for myself.
So what I'm learning, one thing I am learning is we should actually take time to embrace what we go through. A lot of times we run from what we're going through, and that sometimes can be challenging as well. Because if you never be in the moment, be present to what you are experiencing. Even if it's not feeling good, you got to be honest with yourself that this don't feel real good. But
it takes
maturity.
And it takes you did work. You did work to get there.
I did.
Yeah, me too. I had to do a lot of work to get where I am at right now. A lot of people that I used to be around, a lot of people that you talk to, like they don't even really know me no more because they're looking at me like, wow.
But God will change your people, places, and things.
And I'm excited
for
about
Allah. What God and Allah.
Yeah, for real, Allah.
So, we definitely.
He's coming in.
Huh?
Is he coming in?
No.
Yeah, he will. It will change. It will change. He allows. You know, after my son got shot in his head 2 times in 2022, and when the police found my son, they said he was talking. He said, "Ma, I couldn't die because if I died, I know you would kill me." And I laughed so hard, and I thought I would. But when he saved my son, like he saved my life, because that's when I knew that I wasn't in control.
Mm-hmm.
He got the power to show you who's God. Whatever God you choose to get you where you need to go through life, I ain't arguing with nobody, but that was a different time in my life, and I feel, you know, going through that, it gave me more power. Once you tap into your power, it's so scary. I wonder, like Superman and Wonder Woman I see now, why they had to go undercover.
Right.
That's why sometimes I be like, don't blow my fucking cover.
Don't blow your cover.
Don't blow my cover. Because sometimes I gotta be undercover because if I come out like who I really
are,
am,
they can't handle it. People can't handle it.
I used to shrink all the time.
But I won't do that no more.
I used to hide on my shine. And I didn't even know I was doing it.
I might come into a place like this, but it's only to be cuter.
And I like
sexier.
I like it too. No,
like,
I didn't even know that I didn't know that I was doing it. I didn't
right.
know it. I look back now. And
yeah. Don't turn your. So we're kind of all right. We have topics and things to go over that we can do. We're not doing that today. We are freestyling, talking about some things just because it's wherever God leads us. And I feel like I don't want to reduce myself or shrink myself for anybody. I am a powerful person. Again. I'm not going to do it. And you may think that you are winning when you do something to harm someone. Like there are some things that are happening in the universe. Like I can literally talk about how people are losing their health insurance, how people are losing their housing, how people are losing their food stamps, how people are, and all of those things. Yet people will survive and get through these challenging times. Those who can believe that God is God and they are not, and they have help, support, and resources outside of the normal things. And I believe this is going to take our faith to another level, that you're able to trust someone or trust something more than yourself and what you know. You might know food stamps, you might understand help, but to not know where it comes from and still get help, that's the blessing in it. And I think now we are taking our faith to another level, people can respect God more and understand He is who He is and He's powerful. So I believe that this shift right now would have people lean more to their faith and be very more connected to not an outcome, but a trust. because I know it's going to happen. I have nothing else to do, but I can't lose nothing else. Do you understand? When you're at the bottom, what else can you take from me is what people are saying. If you lose your job, this is the crazy thing. People that were so comfortable in one level of living there are some of us that have struggled regardless. Like I tell people say, oh, no, you don't know struggle on a high level. That means that can be struggling too. That means you took on too many responsibilities that you can't afford all of those either. So that means you have a hard time making a way out of no way without trusting God still. So it's not like everybody, I might have bought that something that took me over my threshold of what I could really afford. And that doesn't mean that I don't struggle any less than someone that has to find food, because it's just a different level of struggle. And it's just different. And I might look at, well, if I had to go buy food, this is what I would do, because this is the way I look at things. So that mindset has a lot to do with it. It doesn't make that I'm not struggling. Now, I'm, going out to eat versus not going out to eat might be my decision. But eating versus having noodles versus a couple slices of bread, you understand? It's all relevant because it's different, but it's the same issue is what I'm saying.
I know that people do need their food stamps and stuff like that, but like I did say too, you can't keep worrying about what Donald Trump going to do. We need to worry about what God is doing. That is what I'm saying. And secondly,
I agree.
As the food too, I don't like to hear when people say, I don't have no food because I have no food stamps.
Well, go do something else.
Or let's get together, and if we buy a case of chicken, everybody with their money, we can split it. Yeah. We'll get more chicken. We'll get better chicken. We'll get the choices chicken, the cream, the crap that we want. So we don't want to worry about the food stamps because if they don't feed you, they can't starve you. So we can't worry about.
So we got to win anyway, right? That means we got to work harder together, right? And we should be used to that. So back in the day, if we could go back to, and it's not even that long ago, when grandparents had 8, 9 children, and they had 7 to 6 children, and everybody lived in one house.
But that was love. And that was humbleness.
Yeah.
People didn't mind. Nowadays, they gave people Section 8s and MBQs, and everybody better than everybody. Don't nobody need nobody no more. They don't need nobody.
They still need them
this way, they threw them that way.
That's true.
So they took them away from their family. But back then, we knew we needed each other. When Harriet Tubman went back to get her people, they knew they needed each other. Sister said she didn't want to go. They knew they needed each other. So that knowing is half the battle.
Yes.
But now nobody don't know anything because I don't need her. I got my place. I got my voucher. I got my so. Now everybody, Donald Trump gonna take all the vouchers.
Let it go.
Where these people gonna go at? We can go together.
Yeah, right.
We can live in big mansions together.
Well,
but no.
Wait a minute. We're one of the only cultures that doesn't do it. If you look at other cultures, even in our own communities, they come together more than we do. I think we've been raised to a point that we are always comparing ourselves to each other. We took
love out and let hate in. And I'd rather be grateful than hateful. And gratitude will change any attitude. And that's where I live with it.
You better speak.
I live with that because in that gratitude, you just got to dig into it. When you dig into it, it changes. It changes so many different things. And when we stop blaming, because even the people, the people before us, my mother did this, well, your mom might not have been educated. Or my grandmother did this, well, them older people didn't have the education and the resources. They didn't have a camera that you could put up. They had that little TV on top of the refrigerator. They hit that motherfucker on one side, put
aluminum foil
in the back of it,
and a hanger.
And TV went off at a certain time. We had encyclopedias. Yeah. You was a good family if you had encyclopedias. Yeah. You would go over your family house, knock on the door, and ask for encyclopedia. That was big stuff back then. But they let all that go. And once they let that go, we let love go. And them old people that raised us, they gone, but the love that they gave us is still rooted. But they're willing to throw it out the window and just put new stuff in. When we were children, they said children should be seen and not heard. These children, they activists and they ain't even doing nothing with their activistness. They get smart with their parents and they get smart with nobody else.
I'm not allowing it. So I was a young old soul. So I'm gonna knock them out. My sons are not. They're not gonna talk to me any kind of way.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna let them disrespect somebody else any old kind of way. I will check them at every time.
It's not what they bought us, it's what they taught us.
Yeah.
These days, this is what they buying these children. They buying love.
Oh, I don't buy nothing.
Yeah,
I don't get.
They buying.
Oh, somebody asked me the other day, and I live in a nice different area. I live in a very orthodox area. Okay, and that means there are certain rules, stipulations, and ways of life that happen in my community, where I live, and I am not, and I don't care. I love my community because it's community. And it doesn't mean that I'm a Christian and they're a Jew or they're this or they're a Muslim. It's not that. It is more about morals and principles of togetherness. And because I don't, observe, let me just tell you what happened Saturday. It was amazing to me. One of my neighbors walked down the street outside of my door, but didn't want to knock on my door because they observed the Sabbath on Saturday. They cannot cut on or off their stove. Their son ran into the stove by mistake and it came on. The gas started spewing, but they could not turn it off. They came down the street while the gas and all the kids were in the house with the mom. He walked down the street hoping that one of the neighbors like us could help. And he come across my house and I just so happened to come outside. And he said, "Oh, I hate to disturb you. You're not disturbing me. You're my neighbor." Mm-hmm. I can't. And you don't even have to explain. What do you need? Because we've had a lot of different incidents in our community that someone would have to help someone because of one reason or another. And I went to their home. I actually met a new neighbor next door that had just moved in there, and I never met them before. But I was able to cut the stove off, and it was smelling like gas. And, we don't want anything to happen. And you think, well, I would have cut it off. They are disciplined to the level of respect for God that he would not touch it. Is your discipline that strong?
And if you don't have discipline, you have nothing.
So my thing is, it taught me a lesson Saturday like never before. I was so honored that God chose me to go to one of the chosen ones, because I say I live in the chosen land. And I do, because it's very, very, very blessed. It's people, the way they live, the way we live, the way it is a command to have a certain kind of community. It is amazing. And it's not just one. It's not one culture. It's not just one culture. We have Asians. We have every demographic in our community. But one thing is known is respect. And when you respect, they might have, when you come in and out of the community, you would never know if you don't live there that there are cameras at every corner or on most corners. Because if you're going to come in there and wreak a havoc, they're going to find you because they do not play. But one thing I am going to say, it's very hard to get in. And you have to know someone and you have to be referred and they say it's a redlining at a high level, whatever you want to call it. But when a house goes for sale, you either can buy it or you can't. You can either, and if you can't buy it, they get together and they'll buy it because they don't want the house sitting for sale. So everybody gets together and they buy that house in the community. That is serious. Mm-hmm. So I have wanted to move because I wanted a different kind of house. I really don't want a mortgage ever, and I want to have my place paid for. And in order to do that, I think that I found that container living would allow me to do that. Because I'm 51, I do not want to work forever and keep paying these kind of numbers. So I feel like, but every time I think about moving, even if you move by yourself in a rural community, because I lived in Green Spring Valley before, off Caves Road, similar clientele, similar people, but the challenge was the community is a little more spread out, and it's a little bit more expensive. You understand? I don't mind community, but I like community better. I want to be in a more a closer knit area. But if I were to do the container, I would probably need to move more rural again, because that's the only way that you can unless you're in a tiny home or like that kind of community, that's the only way you can get a container home and it makes sense. But with that being said, I said all that to say discipline, respect for God, respect for yourself, and understanding. You got to have care. You have to understand and be passionate about just being helpful to someone else.
If you don't care about nothing, you don't have nothing.
But people don't know that. They're not taught that.
My
Or they
mother
were
used to
taught
tell-
it
My mother
and they
used to
don't
tell
listen
me
to it.
that. I said, I don't care. She said, no kid don't have no home.
No kid don't have no home.
And I used to, so many riddles, I had to figure it out. Riddle me that. And I thought about that. I said, damn, so you don't care about nothing, you don't have nothing. And it makes sense.
And let me just say this, because you don't know what people face daily. And we sit here like with history, and we all have trauma of our own. And you don't know what our traumas are, and people don't know what traumas are. And what I do want to say is, from cancer, HIV, diabetes, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, these are different things that affect our community. And
Abuse.
Mental abuse is one. Mental wherewithalness, like to have a mental stability that you can function in this world, that is important as well. But what I want to say, I'm saying it only because I feel like a lot of times people face major things in their lives, and if they're not infected by one of those things, they're affected by somebody in their family having those things. So we have to be more sensitive to people and care and have understanding, because if we don't care about our neighbor, what use are we? Because why are we here? I believe the Bible spoke of us having love, and that being very, very important. You understand? And people, they and I agree with certain things, but people challenge the word of God, and that you can read the Quran, you can read from the Torah, you can read from the Bible. The basis of all of them is love. Love. People want to go good and evil. They want to be right and wrong. If you didn't have to compare yourself if you were right or wrong or indifferent, the bottom line to most things is that if you show love, all of those things are not important.
And grace saves.
Oh my God, you just
gotta
did it.
give grace.
So I'm guilty of that.
You gotta give grace.
I am guilty of that. I am so guilty of that. I am learning how to extend the grace that I need, because I don't always extend, and I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry, but I don't always extend the grace that I want given to me. But I want people to give me grace. Like, I want you to give me grace, but I'm not going to extend to you. I'll cut you off.
Wow.
I'm learning not to. No, I'm not that. I don't believe I'm selfish. I might have some selfish ways, but I don't believe I'm selfish, but I'm accountable to my actions.
But you just identified. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm accountable to it. So if I need to work on that area of my life, I want to work on it. So I can understand that I don't give grace like I should, because I'm so willing to not. If someone does something to me because of my past and what I've been through and experienced, I will shut off to them, cut them out of my life, not deal with them, not call them, not even. Now that doesn't mean I probably just dislike them at a high level, but at that moment, it doesn't mean that I don't care.
To do that. I used to get my number changed, like.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, I would get.
They ain't got that much power. Nobody has that much power. My number is the same.
Yeah, I had the same number. 15 years.
Like I would just.
That was your way.
Yeah, because I like. Some people don't know. No, they will go around the mulberry bush and climb the tree up. So I would be like, shut it down. So I'm learning. I'm trying to learn not, because I only need 0 to 100. Either I loved you or I hated you. So now I'm learning to go in between.
75.
Yeah, I'm learning how to deal. I'm learning how to deal, but that has something to do with me, because I had to actually look in the mirror and say, "Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I had that.
Who are you? Who you want to be? What do you want? Because I was a people pleaser. I didn't know how not to be a people pleaser, and I didn't have boundaries. So by me not having boundaries, the only thing I do is get the number change, forget it. So now, boundaries.
Oh, that is
saved
important.
my life.
We're gonna work on that one day.
Boundaries saved my life. And
I still have a problem.
Saves. My boundaries came.
My boundaries are here.
My son don't even have my phone number. The one that got shot, he ain't got my. He can't call me. He said, "Hello." Yeah, no. Fire, police,
I think
ambulance.
I had the ultimate boundaries that it's not a contest.
Yeah.
I have keyless entry to my house, and grown children that they just, I feel like they disrespectful, so I changed it so none of the children can get in.
Yeah.
How about those?
So let me say this. I think therapy is important.
Absolutely. I've been with my therapist.
And they might not be working. No, I'm just playing.
No,
I was just playing.
She's awesome.
No.
That lady, she's awesome. Shout out to Miss Grimes.
Okay, so listen to this. I'm not here to knock anybody. I'm not judging. We all judging. I say don't judge me. I have it on me and all that, but we all have a sense of judgment that we give and do just naturally.
Yeah, because it's just you'll say you don't judge, but you'll say what you would do in the situation. That's judging.
That's judging. So in my situation, I have been that person.
Judge Judy.
No, I just don't want to deal with you because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
like you just I don't
mind people that's judging with wrong stuff too, because sometimes
it's just not for me.
It sometimes depends on what because some people, you got people running you say, if I was you, I would knock the living hell out of them. And they're the people that you don't.
But I'm not you.
Yeah, so you're not me.
Right, don't put
so that's why you're not me. And that's how I do it. I always be like, well, you're not me. That's the first thing.
Well, I
don't have to say that.
Well, luckily for you,
because
you're not me.
You're not me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to. I'm not explaining myself anymore. I used to explain. I used to tell them. I used to over-explain. I used to tell you why I shouldn't, and should. I'm not saying anything right now. It is what it is. What I feel is what I feel. But what I am going to do.
Interviews for that, for why this and all that, for all the explanations.
But I'm going to learn. But I've learned. This is the ultimate solution for a lot of that prayer. Yeah. When I don't like what you do, I'm just going to pray about it on you. So if you do something wrong to me, I got power. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get away with it. I am chosen. And I do know my gift. So that has caused a little bit of turbulence in my life, because when you understand your gift, you understand how to use your gift, and you have more power than you probably understand. And at that point, you can discern cheating, you can discern lying, you can discern stealing. You can pop up in the middle of all of it. So, and you get ready to steal from me, and I already knew it, and God had already showed it to me, and I dreamed this last night, and this person died that morning, and there's a lot of gifts out here that you're not probably toned into, and that's where I learned the power that we hold within ourselves. That's when I knew I needed a mentor. I needed guidance. I needed understanding. And when I started telling some deeper things that were happening in my dreams or whatever my gift was, I had to talk to my mom. I had to go back to where I was birthed. I had to, and everybody doesn't have that ability, but I did go back, because if anyone knew what their child was like or what gifts their child may have, the person that I could talk to that I felt was safe to even try to gain some understanding was my mother, even though all of the things that she told me I did not see eye to eye on at all. But the wisdom that I respected my mother had was way more important, and it helped me understand and gauge my next move. Because sometimes we move out of turn, we move out of alignment, and sometimes we're supposed to. That's the whole thing that people don't embrace now. Sometimes the decisions that we make and the moves that we make often will bring us to another place. Like I said, and I'm dealing with the thing now. I'm not going to be loud. We're going to have a conversation on it. It's going to be 1 week that we have been all affected by alcohol in one way or another. We're going to have a night that we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bring healing to it. We're gonna talk to some people that have dealt with it. We're gonna talk to some people that have some major issues with it, and we're gonna talk about consequences, and that will help us just help someone else. That's really a strong. We talk about drugs, but we talk. Let's go back. Let's just talk about basic alcoholism. That's a whole issue in itself. But we'll deal with that at another time, and we'll post it. And we'll let you know when we're going to talk about it. But as I was getting ready to say, at this age, I'll be forgetting stuff, so I have to write down what was I talking about.
I don't know because we was jumping from this to that.
So
It's like
The power that you went
the
back
power
to your
that you
mother
hold, that you
and
go into
gave
your
it to
mom.
you.
So,
And
like I was gonna say, with my mom, I did not always agree with her, and I felt like she was so judgmental that I didn't want to tell her stuff, you know. And honestly, I wasn't wrong in my feelings, but maybe I was wrong in my approach, the way I responded to her. Sometimes, maybe it came across as maybe even disrespectful, because you know you'd be like, "Ah, ma, or no, or it's nothing like that." And you know good well it's just like that. You know, your mother said that was it, and that's it. But you gonna tell her no. I believe back in the day we gave grandmothers more respect than our mothers.
Yeah,
I never had it.
because we could run to our grandmother and tell on our mother.
Well, I didn't have that opportunity either. All of us have different backgrounds too, and everybody's raised differently. So y'all gotta understand, your tribe and how you were raised affects how you respond and you live every day. Just because you don't do it this way don't make it wrong. It makes it different, not wrong.
And I was raised with no grandmother or father. So my mother was all
Everything to you.
My father died when I was 2, and my grandmother died before he was born. So, and it was normal for me to see a woman raise a child alone.
Grief is something serious.
It was, and she never had no boyfriends around us. She never had no stepfathers. So I would, when I was a little girl, I would be like, I'll have a baby, and I don't have to have a man. And that was normal to me. So
having a baby and not having a man, that was normal.
Yeah, because I didn't see my father. He died when I was a baby.
Right. No, I understand.
And my mother was so strong, and I never seen her cry over a man.
Oh wow!
Or be say I need a man.
I don't
be
want
stupid for a man
story.
And be crying for a man. So that kind. I mean, I have a man. I have a husband. I didn't live that life. My kids have a father, but my father was deceased. He got disease. So I didn't know. I didn't see a weak woman. Don't you know, like a lot of women that sleep with a lot of men and bring a whole bunch of men around. So I didn't see that. So when I did see it from my friends, and I'm like, dang, they got another boyfriend. Wow, she got another boyfriend. Oh, she got another boyfriend to come out. So I didn't. That was like,
that's a lie.
Wow for me. Like,
so,
oh my God.
So you had it. I'm sorry.
No. So now that I look back, and I've been with the same man for 22 years. That's no. I'm a wife. Yeah. I'm not a dater. So when I'm looking at my friends, I'm like, dang.
I'm not a dater.
A man every month. Another man every month. So, and I'm scared because I have 3 daughters. I didn't want to bring them in around my children.
I think transparency is very important in our growth. One thing I want to say is a solution. Let's talk about one solution that I feel that will help in that for our kids would be affirmations in the morning.
Oh. Yeah.
Telling our kids how beautiful they are. Us teaching them how to say it to themselves is one start to you making a difference in their life, because you're speaking the power. Life and death is in the power of a tongue, and if you speak life into your life, you will be blessed, and it's evident. It's been proven. So affirmations, I think, is a solution for people to feel different, and for to be different, and to live different, and understand different.
So my whole entire house is affirmations all over the house. It's practice kindness and things like that. So my oldest daughter, her name is Beautiful, spelled just like the word, because usually when kids learn how to spell something, the first thing is their name. I wanted it to actually mean something, a 9-letter word, and she lives up to that. Was
and
my
I named
daughter name is Dream, but I spelled it with J.
But I learned, and I learned the importance of naming as well. My son's name is Destin. Well, let's just say my birth son is destined to be a great king.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so
I look at the position he's in.
Yeah. So Destin was his first is his first name. Um, Great King is what his middle name is. And my last name is France, so it's destined to be a great king of France, really. But it's not that. But it's just the point that he has destiny.
But
and
you
I
started out with intent.
Yes.
So when you move with intent, it turns out great.
Yes.
And I can remember my nephew, 38, he said, "You raised me to be a man, told me how to be strong." And he said, "Thank you so much." Because his father died when he was a baby. But it was intentional. So just to think how your mind worked, even line it up, destined to be like it's blessed. Let the blessings flow.
So
let the blessings flow.
Destined. So his middle name means great king. So he's destined to be a great king. And Lee. Yeah. Well, I wanted my, they always teach you as you're younger that you want to supersede your parents in growing. And I never knew how I could do that with my parents being successful in their own right, in their careers. And I chose, not by default, but by survival. My career path was survival because I chose to not listen. I did hair. I was an entrepreneur. My story is I put jewelry in salons while I was shampooing hair to learn how to understand business because I didn't want to sell drugs. So I went back and forth to New York getting earrings. And then I couldn't be in all the places at one time. So I asked people, can I give them a percentage? And they had them in my salon. They had this pocketbook in their salon. They had this. And I did it until I was in my senior year of high school. Because I was driving kind of early comparatively speaking to my friends, because my dad didn't want to drive me across town to high school. So they took me out of my private high school because I needed culture. And that's the truth. I was at Mount St. Joe and I liked it, but they said I didn't have culture. So I started going to Dunbar, but that put a strain on my parents. So at 16, immediately I was driving to school. Maybe sometimes with a whole, like my father say, a whole car full of niggas. But I sure wanted to help people even then, when I didn't understand that it's not real popular for a teenager new driver to have a car full of young people in, because you'll have an accident, which I did eventually. And my dad still bought me another car and still bought me another car. My mother never got over it. She's not over it even to this day. Yep. And my dad kept doing that. But I can say that it taught me so many great things. And like I said, survival. I opened my first salon at 17. That was my senior year of high school. And I was like, I wasn't 18 yet. And, or I was going to be 18 or something, and I opened. But no, it wasn't even that. I really wanted to go to college because my mother preached credit in college all my life. She preached it, and I became a mother at 17. By the way, that's a good thing. No, it's not. Because you learn. I grew up fast too because I sneak out the house going to the clubs and was in Fantasy and Paradox when I had no business going out of the house. And that's a whole nother story. But what I am very transparent about my upbringing because it built who I am. But I am going to say that even though I was scared as hell when my sons were growing up, it's like, and I knew what I did. Like, that is not good. Like, I was like, oh no, I know I snuck out now. I know. And you know what? Destin was not that kind of child. Now, Tavon, on the other hand, Tavon. So let me say. So I can say this. And let me go back to this. And my ex-wife was talking about it tonight, that Destin was certain the days late. He was right on time. 4 days late. I want to say, I asked God, like, when I really realized, first of all, I wanted kids. I didn't know how that was going to happen because I really liked boys at first. I went with women because it was the thing that my family, it was a must. It wasn't no option. And then I was like, I'm not going to be somebody that I'm not. So that caused me a lot of controversy. But with me saying it, and I am skipping around, but it's my story, so I'm telling you, and it's what it is. So I felt like I had to be me, authentically me. I was learning to like me. I didn't love me. I was learning to like who I was. And liking who I was not popular with my parents. Okay? It was really contrary to what their beliefs were. But I stayed in church and I was not disrespectful. I loved and honored my parents. But I did do what I wanted to do at the end of the day, kind of, sort of, in a nice way. So I didn't want to hurt them, but I didn't want to not do what I wanted to do. So that was kind of a fine line to run at that young age. No, I wasn't. I wasn't, and I'm not. So with that being said, and we'll get into that another day with siblings and conversations. But what I do want to say is, when I opened my first business, I didn't know what I was doing, and I failed forward. So people always say they take all these 100 classes, 100 things. Let God be your guide. Because I fell forward into success, I fell into it. And when I didn't know how to figure it out, I figured it out still. And even if it was wrong, I figured it out how to make it right.
So who helped you open this up, first of all? God.
I can tell you how it happened, but I wanted to go to college. And I was not given the opportunity I have nothing negative to say about my parents. Me and my dad disagreed to this day. I wanted to go to college. My mother preached college. I applied to college. I got accepted to college. And then they were going through divorce. So you know what that happens. If they're both making money, and my mother wasn't really quite making, I'm just going to say they was making money. And I didn't get approved for no financial aid, for no this, for no that. And they didn't have the extra money to do anything because they were in the midst of a divorce. What does that look like? That means I paid for my college if I wanted to go. That wasn't quite easy because I was living a life that I thought I had a car. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was already working in a salon. I had business going on. So when it came time for me to go away, you know what my question was? Can my parents run my business? The answer was no, because they were engulfed in their whole situation. So I didn't complain. I was not a victim. Even though I was feeling like a victim, I did probably cry to my cousins, and I ended up moving and all that stuff, and that's a whole story. But I didn't have this gravy. People think because they think you're successful that you didn't go through something or that you did not. You did not. I fought every level, every turn, every gateway, and then on top of that, I ended up feeling like I didn't have a family, and my family was big and they were close. But I isolated myself based on my beliefs and my stories I wrote in my head. And that's one thing we got to be conscious about. Not writing your own story and your next chapter the way that you think it should be, based on other people and the way that you feel are victimized by your circumstance. Put your circumstance. You have the power to change your tomorrow, today. You can start now. Yeah, and that's one thing I had to learn how to do is change. I couldn't go to college. So what was I going to cry because my parents did something wrong? Nope. I said, poop what they doing. They worried about them. I'm going to worry about me. Let me go do this. And I made them really upset. So I'm going off on that. I made them really upset because I totally focused on my business. And even to graduation, as I can tell you, I ended up being late for my graduation. Coming back from New York, I asked my mother. I gave her the real deal. I told her what was going on, and I let her know, if you want me at my graduation, you're going to have to pick me up from the airport. I didn't ask her for money. I didn't need her money. I didn't need my father's money, but I knew they were proud their son was graduating. But I was not going to be subject to someone else's rules. I was not going to be subject to someone else's telling me what I was and was not going to do. When I was a business owner, I made good money, and I was on my way back to go to my graduation, and I told you there's accidents on the turnpike. There's this, that. My mother's theory was you should have never went to New York on the day that you had a graduation or the day before, whatever. Well, when I was coming back, the turnpike was backed up. It was raining and it was accidents and all that. And I still got to my graduation. And yes, I was late. My grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, everybody was there. We didn't have those ticket restrictions in '92 when they said that you could have 4 people and then you ended up 19 people was still there. So at the end of the day, I was late. I didn't walk across the stage. But my father walked up to the stage and got my diploma for me. But I was all right when I got there. I was fancy. I was fly. I was in my Earl Bannister. Met Gala this week, Earl Bannister. The designer that I chose. Earl Bannister. So, with that being said, I was not guilty. And I didn't feel bad. And I still don't feel bad. And I ain't mad about not walking across the stage. Because when I walked down that middle of that, and people say, Pizza, I was popular as I don't know what, and everyone gave me love. So that's all the stage I need to walk in. Every time I walked to school, I was walking across the stage because I was unique and very different. I wasn't trying to fit someone else's mold. I was creating my own mold, and that's been my star power. That's been my superhero power. That's why when my son was younger and he did not know how he was going to make it, I gave him France power. And people are like, what is that? I would always do before he went to school. France power. That was what we did. France power is what he got. And that's because I learned early that if nobody else gave you power, you give yourself power. And that's how I won. And that's how I feel like I keep winning because I believe in myself. Even when things are turned against me, even the odds stacked up against us. And we could talk about that more another day as well. We've been on here an hour now, as I had planned on being an hour anyway. But these topics that we talk about are real issues. I don't know what way it's going to go. I'm not going to have a significant format all the time. There will be formatted things, but I want to deal with real life issues. I want to deal with real life trauma, things that will help people live past their situation. We were just talking about the foundations that we all want to be a part of, that we've already been connected to in one way or another. But to be infected or affected by anything, you need to be able to be conscious of whatever that is that touches your heart, your real reason why you want to help someone else and want to be there for someone else, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here in this world. That's why we're here today. And we all experience things. Sickness is not always unto death. Know that. Because a lot of people get stuck and like, oh, it's over for me. No. Sickness is not unto death. Sometimes sickness is unto a lesson to teach you how to love you more and to how to be a blessing and show other people the God in you, that you made it to the next place without falling apart. You might have had some hard days, but you made it. They can see real, like with me, like weight was a problem. I ate myself to oblivion. I was just eating to pacify pain. But I love me more. And I was embarrassed to be me. And there were a lot of self-esteem issues and things that people like, you self-esteem? Yes, me. Self-esteem. Yes, me. But I'm going to say this last thing, and we're going to all end with one last thing. One last thing I want to say is, I don't care, and I'm very conscious about what I say when it comes to my son, because with Destin had a little different situation than me getting Tavon. So there are different circumstances. So with Destin, when he turned 10, I felt the need to tell him his dad was different than everybody else. I was not going to live a lie. I was definitely going to be transparent. As people like, how did you end up married? I fell in love with a woman. Naturally. People didn't understand that. But I knew what I want. I was intentional. I listened to God, and I loved who she was. And we became friends, and then we fell in love with each other. and then we had a beautiful son. So people are still like, how are you and Keisha still friends? Y'all are crazy. I love her because first of all, she's my son's mother. And I dare not be disrespectful to the one that had my son. I do not always agree with her, or have not. I agree with her more. We agree on many things now more than ever. But because we're friends. But when it came to my son, I didn't agree with a lot of things. And I can say this today. Transparency and honesty wins. When you tell someone what they're dealing with up front, because I didn't get married knowing who I was and didn't tell my wife, like some people do. I put my cards on the table. And people don't know my story. You'll read my book soon. You'll read it. It's coming out. But many people didn't understand how transparent I was. And then they said, I know you messed up. No. Mm-mm. We made a decision when it was time for us to not be together. We actually had to talk about that. So I want to say maturity for the understanding that your kids are still going to be loving both of you. Understanding that you're not the only one that got to win in this situation. And guess what? We both lose. So if we're both going to lose, and I value this differently now than I did then, I probably would have made different choices. But my son should have been the priority more than anything in the world. And a lot of times back in the day, that's why you see these 50-year relationship marriages, 60-year relationship marriages. And then when one passes, the other passes right behind them because they created such a bond. I feel like you have to be honest with yourself. Then be honest with your family, your kids, your whoever's connected to you. What are they gonna do? Put you in jail? Throw you under the prison? Throw you in the hole? They might not like what you do, but if they genuinely love you, they're gonna love you where you are, and they're gonna accept you for who you are, and they're gonna do what needs to be done to make sure you're okay. And that's what my ex-wife does, and still does, did and still does. Make sure no matter who I'm dating, seeing, I make sure whoever she's seeing, dating, courting, whatever she's doing, I'm understanding that she's okay. I don't have to know all the business all the time, but sometimes I do want to know the business. Because sometimes I don't trust the situation. So I'm going to say something. But that's only because she's my son's mother, and I care for her. And I don't want anything to happen to her adversely that would affect my son in an adverse way. So that means whatever she's dealing with, or whoever she's dealing with, is connected to me as well. Because I'm still my son's father, that's his mother. So I'm going to say that. And as Tully leaves, she's going to give us next week. And
see you next week, guys.
We can stay here all night, but
it's raining
I'm
out.
done.
That explains that.
I'm done. I just wanted to say all of that, and all of our social media stuff will be up. All of our connection stuff will be up. We have been on 1 hour and 15 minutes. I was going to go over anyway by 15 minutes because I wanted to explain what we were doing, what we were aiming for, why we're not just another podcast. And that's when everything was going awry in the studio, I still pressed. And that's what I'm going to say to you guys for tomorrow. Still press. When things are stacked up against you and they don't look like they're going to work out, it could be the best time of your life. Because guess what? I feel like God touched me tonight that I had such a good time that I didn't have to go to the gym as bad as I wanted to go. And I wanted to go to Kona Grill to have a drink. And I didn't go there either. I'm going home and go to bed and prepare for tomorrow. So enjoy your evening. Have a great, successful week. Show light and love. And I'll see you at the Met Gala if you're going. Bye-bye.